This is the 2021 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Yeast Experiment number 1, Drop Kveik Nate Pale Ale. Thank you to our sponsors, Imperial Yeast, 5 Star Chemicals, Beer and Wine Hobby Homebrew Supply Store, Brewing America, all stainless steel mash paddle sponsors. Also Hopsteiner and Yakima Chief Hops. Get brewing.
Hey everybody, Gary Main Brew Guy here. I've got, looks like the 4th one now. And this is Matt from Wrecked Brewing, giving me a nice pounder can here. Gonna get me in trouble. So Matt, he brewed his on 4.7, 6.3%. He kegged it on 4.15 and it was canned on 4.28, and today is, and now it's June 11th. Okay, so we're gonna dig into this. Matt's really happy about his canner, and his labels look amazing. So this one from Matt is actually just actually a tad clearer than the control, which is unusual because that control with the USO5 is usually crystal clear. And I think Nate has mentioned that in the Discord channel, that for some reason he doesn't understand why it didn't come out clear. I don't either. This one here, Matt used Juggernaut, and I think this is what I may have sent Matt in the last yeast experiment we did the year before, and I sent everybody some Juggernaut. Yeah, so not a lot on the aroma. As far as aromatics go, this one's probably the least aromatic out of them all, and there's a little bit of hint of the hop aroma. So the reason why I'm a fan of Juggernaut is because it ferments at Kveik temperatures, so I can use it here in Florida quite often, but it ferments like an ale, almost like USO5, and it depends on the recipe. So if you do it in like a New England IPA based recipe, with all the additional hops and the dry hopping, it does throw off some pretty cool aromatics, especially if you underpitch it. And I don't know if Matt underpitched, so let's take a look here. All right, so I just read the spreadsheet there. Matt did like 2 or 3 tablespoons of Juggernaut yeast. No starter, just put it right in. And I found that to be the case with Juggernaut. It's a really nice fermenting Kveik yeast. It doesn't throw off a lot of that twangy kind of Kveik thing that I dislike on some of the Kveik yeasts. Yeah, that's why I consider like Juggernaut my almost my house yeast here in Florida, just because I can ferment without using the glycol system. And I get a really consistent brews like I would with like USO4. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I have high marks for Juggernaut. The only thing I can say about this, Matt, is it's really tasty, it's really good. It's just not as aromatic as the other beers for some reason, and that could be because who knows what the hop and the yeast combination did. You know, could have altered something. It's well within the science of the yeast and hop interaction in the fermentation. Nothing really off or off-putting about the beer. It's just really good drinking, easy, nice drinking beer. I think Matt may have mentioned that in Discord that he really enjoyed it. This one you could easily classify as a pale ale. There's no hoppy pale ale about it. It's just pale ale. It's got a nice mouthfeel to it. Not too silky, not too thick, not too thin or drying or rough on the tongue. It finishes a little on the dry side, but not nearly as dry as some of the other ones have. And he finished at 10.007, which is really crazy how that really works. You ferment it out and it comes in at 1.004. And you think, oh God, this beer is going to be super dry. And then you drink it and you're like, wow, it's not dry at all. It's got a nice mouthfeel to it. It doesn't feel thin. It's I'm convinced after all these yeast experiments that we've been doing, the yeast brings some mouthfeel to the beer, be it bad or good. It doesn't really matter where it ends up. There's so much science behind it, and probably a lot of stuff that's still unknown. Yeah, despite it finishing at 1.004, it's got a nice mouthfeel. It's not drying. It's very appropriate. Is it my favorite pairing for this? I don't know yet. I'm only halfway through. It's pretty close, but let me get through the rest of them it definitely scores high up on there. I just wish it had a little more aroma to it, because then it would have been a slam dunk. That's it, guys. I'm gonna finish this one with dinner. Off to the next one. Cheers.